I'm going to do a little story time today, and I've had a couple of requests. I was going to talk about my cousin Ronnie and I going to Naked City when I was a kid. That's a big one. That's been asked for that one. But I just got an email this morning from Felicia, who is from Crownsville, Maryland. Okay, so she wants to know if I would tell the story about being on the set of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Okay.
And I don't know if I've told that. It's a good one, though. Mike and I, from the Don and Mike Show, we were lucky enough to be with some other disc jockeys that were invited out on some kind of a DJ soiree to be on the Arsenio Hall show. Mm-hmm. Just be a group of us, and he would come over and say, here's Dick and Tom, and here's Tom and Dick, and here's Tom and Dick and Mike. Oh, here's Don and Mike. It's like, okay, hi, Arsenio. Anyway, we got to technically be on the show. But this also meant that for 3 days, we did our show from the Paramount lot, right there off Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. I guess back Glover Boulevard. It doesn't matter. But it was the real deal. It's like the entrance that you see in TV shows and everything is a big, gigantic gate with the Paramount logo up there, and you're a movie star, a TV star. You pull in there. Anyway, they gave us little golf carts, and they had little people from the studio that would drive us to get lunch and then to sit down, and then where we did the show from. And one day we were going on a behind the scenes tour of the shows, and by that they meant they put us in this little golf cart, and they would drive by and go, "Oh, that's where they filmed Cheers. That's where they filmed L.A. Law." We went around the corner, and she said, "That's where they filmed Star Trek: The Next Generation." Now, at this point, Mike and I were sitting in that, in a golf cart, the little back seat.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the back seat, and as soon as she said that, and I saw that big, gigantic studio door, like the big barn door that had the Star Trek logo, I just went, bye. I just hopped off. And Mike just waved at me, didn't say anything. And I was like, hold Mike, shh, don't say anything. So now, this is the number one rule, kids. If you ever break into a TV set, act as if. I didn't have on my super nerd fan clothes or anything. I just had on, a Hawaiian shirt and a pair of khaki shorts. I looked like anybody that could have been walking around on the lot. So I go up to the door, fully expecting that it will be locked or I need something to get in. No, the door just opens right up. And I walk in, and man, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. I am on the set of the Starship Enterprise. I see how the sets are set up. Oh my God, that's 10 forward right there, where they have their like little bar. That's right there, but that's right next to the transporter room, and that's right next to Picard. Okay, so Picard's little room isn't really right off. It is, but it isn't really right off the entrance to the main thing. I'm walking around all over the place. Everything is under gigantic like moving blankets, right? Even though it's cold in there and the lights are off.
Yeah.
So I find the entire bridge. Now I, Mr. Joe Fan, and this is when Star Trek: The Next Generation was on TV once a week. Like here it was on Channel 20 on Saturday nights. I did not miss that show. Did not miss it. I'm on the set. There's no such thing as a cell phone at this point in my life. It's certainly not one that takes pictures. I don't have a camera with me. So I'm just walking around and I'm looking, and everything has that familiar Star Trek logo to it, right? I see that none of the screens are actually working screens, right? They're just blocked out. They put that stuff in after. Then I go by Picard's chair. And I go, oh, God. I got to. I pull this big-ass blanket off it, and there it is. And I go and I sit down. I actually sit down and go, oh, this is it. I swear to God I did this. I went, number one, engage. I must have done that like a mental patient 50 times. I sat there, and anybody walking in would be sure a mental patient was there. I was sitting there going, Worf, what's the status of Photon Torpedo 1? Fire at will. Mr. Data, bring me 50 meters in. Dr. Crusher, is there a chance? Number one, I'm open for suggestions. Number one, anything. Okay, fine. Warp 7, engage. I mean, I sat there and did that. And it was like, then I got that out of my system. I'm just sitting there still going like, oh boy, what can I do? Well, I see that on the panel of Picard's chair, where his left hand goes, he's got a little panel with fake little beep, beep, beep computer buttons and that little Star Trek logo thing. Well, I try to pull it off because it's super glued on there, right? It won't come off. Then I remember. And again, this is before 9/11. You could travel with stuff like a Swiss Army knife. I had a Swiss Army knife that had my name card. It was in my pocket. So I pulled that baby out and I worked on it. I was very careful. I did not want to ruin the chair, but I just wanted to pull it off without ruining the plastic that the chair was made out of. I pulled the damn thing off. It came off cleanly. Now you could see the mark where the glue was on the chair, but I figured I could just buff that out. It's just like it was pleather. So I'm like, I have got the Holy Grail right here. Oh my God. It was on the Starship Enterprise. This is from Picard's freaking chair. Put it in my pocket. I'm good to go. I put the covering back on. I walked past all the rooms again. Then I go, oh, this was really great. I'm like, can't believe it. Look at my watch. I've been in there an hour. 1 hour. I come outside. I open the door. It's blinding hot. The sun is amazing because I've been in a dark, cold place.
Yeah.
And I realize now I don't know where I am. I mean, yes, I see over that way. It was like I don't know what the shows were then. It was like Suddenly Susan. It was from all networks.
Right.
Shows in their big sound stages. So I figured, well, I remember them going up and taking a left. So I just walked up and I took a left. And nobody questions why I'm there. I'm walking around as if, and I'm saying to people walking past, hey, how you doing today? Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm just walking. I saw at least one person. I saw, what's his name? From Cheers. I saw...
Ted Danson?
No, the other guy, the funny guy, the Woody Harrelson. He was doing something. I don't know what he was doing, but he was walking by with some people, just walking by, and he kind of made eye contact with me. I said, how you doing? He went, pretty good. It's like, walk as if. So I got all the way to the front gate where we drove in. And I said, hey, hi, I'm Don Geronimo from the Don and Mike Show. And he goes, yeah, hold on a second. I go, what? He goes, don't move. Gets on his walkie-talkie. Yeah, I got him at the main gate. I got him. All right, no, I don't know. All right, hold on. Hey, you got to wait here. They're going to come get you. Everybody's been looking for you. Oh, okay. About 10 minutes ago by. Here comes I'm out of sound again. Here comes the security guy, his little mall cop outfit. You Don Geronimo? Yeah. Where you been? We couldn't find you. Oh yeah, I stepped off the cart for a moment. You did what? I stepped off the cart for a moment. Why? Oh, because you went past Star Trek. I had to see what it was like. Well, I hope you didn't get in. No, everything was locked. I just walked around. I just walked all the way back up here. All right, well, these are closed sets, man. I mean, they're going to stop you. Not anybody can just get in and walk around here. I go, okay, you got it. So he brings me back to everybody, and everybody's like, where you been for the last hour and a half? And I say, oh, I got lost. I jumped off when I saw Star Trek. Then I couldn't find a way to get in, and, here I am. And everyone's like, okay, that's just stupid Don. Now it's the next morning on the show. And I say, I have sat on this for 12 hours. And they go, what? Because we're live from California at 3 o'clock in the morning their time. I go, listen, I jumped off that golf cart yesterday, right? Yeah, because you saw Star Trek, right? I'm telling you, I got inside. I sat in Picard's chair. I saw Geordi's ready room. I saw everything. I saw 10 forward. I saw the transport. I saw everything. Oh, come on, man. I did. Okay. And then it's like half belief, half think maybe I'm going somewhere with this. So I pulled this thing out of my pocket and I go, is this any proof? And everybody goes, oh my God, they can tell right away that it's real. I'm like, yes, this is on his chair. When he pretends to push a button on his chair and it goes beep, 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 beep. That's what this is. And everybody goes, oh, and suddenly I'm like a conquering hero on the air. 10 minutes later, we're moving on. Like now, I take calls that are unscreened. We're on location. I see on my thing it says Barbara on line 2. I go, okay, here we go, live from Paramount in Hollywood. Don and Mike Show, you're on the air. Hi, Don. I want to say I think you're the worst human being in the world and you're the worst parent in the world. Go, why? You've openly talked about stealing an item, stealing it from a closed set. You told your son you did this. You're proud of this. You stole this. And I'm holding it up to the microphone going, this is it. I'm telling you, Patrick Stewart has touched this. His DNA is on this. You stole it! And that's how it ended. I mean, there really is no more story than that. It still hangs on my wall today. I've got that piece of Star Trek memorabilia hanging on my wall. And unlike Gene Simmons, I will never sell my piece of the Enterprise at genesimmons.com. I will not. But that's the story. Oh, and a sidebar. That's also the story when Mike complained loudly about my foot odor. When we were sitting there on the Arsenio Hall show. I was doing a commercial break, and I didn't have socks on. I had boat shoes on, right? I took my shoes off for a second, and Mike goes, Jesus! And all of a sudden, like 3 people turn around. And I go, what? What? He goes, put your shoes back on, man.
How long were you on the set of the Arsenio Hall show?
Oh, 2 hours.
It was just one day there? It wasn't
Yeah, just one day.
Days?
Yeah, we went out for 3 days of broadcast, but only one day of actually like being in the little area there off the side of the set. He was a nice enough guy, but yeah, my feet stunk as well. So there you go. I think the highlight was the Star Trek. Some people think it was my feet stinking. You decide. You be the judge on that one. It's 8, whatever time it is. You know, they didn't build this studio with a clock.
8:19.
You know that? Thank you. Appreciate that. Why do you think it is that they built